Hello, my name is Fabian Wichmann. I'm working for Exit Germany, so my main work is to help people to get out of the right-wing extremist movement. And next to this, I'm the co-chair of the working group CNN, so Communication and Narratives. And in my work as Exit manager or a manager at Exit Germany, we had different campaigns and we addressed different target groups, but mostly we tried also to address our main target group, so potential former neo-Nazis, potential formers. And we did this in different ways, so we did this online, offline, and we had some lesson learned to how to develop campaigns like this. And I think one major lesson learned we had in the past was very clearly wrong expectations create wrong outcomes. So if you think about to develop a campaign, you have to be very, very clear in what is your outcome, what do you want to achieve, and is it a realistic goal? So I often saw campaigns that had nice ideas, but at the end it was no realistic goal to reach. Another point, lesson learned, was just to have a long-term approach. So if you use this long-term approach, that means you have to go into the communication with your target group. You have to find different ways to communicate in small or in bigger parts. So you need different types of content to interact with your target group. So think about a more long-time approach, but also think about you need the environment and you need also the resources to handle that long-time approach. Sometimes it is good to have a controversial or an unexpected campaign or action, because normally people think they knew how to reach and they knew how they will be reached from others, but to think outside the box, go a different way, using different elements, being controversial and unexpected, will lead to a much more better goal, at least. So we had these campaigns and we addressed these neo-Nazis there, and normally they knew how people will talk to them, they knew how people address them, and we chose a very different, ironic, satirical way to address them, to speak to them, and confronted them with a very new way of communication. At least they had no way to react on this because it was completely unexpected for them. And that leads me to the next point. If you want to address your target group, sure, you have to know your target group. That's quite simple, but I think it's the most important part of creating a campaign. So that means you have to analyze your target group. You have to know how they speak. You have to know what medium they use. You have to know what are the narratives, what are the expectations, and all that kind of stuff around. If you don't know, if you don't have these basic informations around your target group, your campaign doesn't work at the end. So knowing your target group and in the best way involving your target group in your campaign is one of our major lesson learned out of the past. And by knowing the target group means also you have to analyze the wording of your target group. So if you use your wording, if you use your words, sometimes your target group doesn't understand. So it isn't enough just to know them. You have also to adapt their environment, their language, their wording into your campaign just to address them in a direct and right way. If you want to change something in the world, sure, you have to have something like a call to action. So it isn't enough just to say, okay, there's a problem. Sometimes people, or mostly people, want to have also an idea of a solution. So say there's the problem and there's a solution, or just give them a way to activate or to find a way to change something. So this call to action, it's for most of your target group important, because just to show there's a problem and there's maybe a solution, or maybe there's a way to think about. It's very important just to get your target group and the attention. And at least if you doing campaigns in that field, preventing and countering violent extremism, you have to have in mind the major principle of do no harm, because you have different people who are affected from these campaigns, who will see the campaign. It's very sensitive. So have in mind, do no harm. So prove every single step of your campaign, prove every single element of communication in your campaign. Just do no harm. And if you want to look a little bit deeper and more specialized in your campaign, I would give the tool Gamma Plus from the RAN Communications Narratives group to you, because this tool gives or provides a lot of information how to design, how to work with a campaign. It gives you some points of how to address your target group, how to analyze your target group, and also the questions about evaluation. So if you think about to create a campaign, have in mind using the Gamma Plus model, and at least I hope my 7-8 points of lesson learned will be helpful. So good luck.